Just taking a ton of reps in practice and making sure everything's exact. If it's not, we do the play again and make sure it is. And so it's basically the best way to prepare for it, I think, is just lots of repetition and lots of film stuff.
It's difficult because just what they do, because they can just manipulate what they do to get somebody else the ball by all their different types of maneuverings. They have two or three guys can get the ball to any given play.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's just so important to be assignment sound. But I mean, as long as we all play our keys and just play our assignments, then I mean, we can limit what they do. So, like always, our focus is on us instead of what they do.
Thoughts on their quarterback? He's had a lot of success as far as putting points on the board. Does a pretty good job running that offense.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he's pretty crafty, and he makes his reads really nice, and he's good at what he does.
The keys from the linebacker position when it comes to triple option. Obviously, this is the time you want to make sure everything's disciplined. You want to make sure that you don't get tricked into doing something and playing somebody else's job. Talk about the keys for the middle linebacker in terms of reading the quarterbacks. I think it all starts there, right?
Starts with the O-line. Actually, I mean, you don't want to read the quarterback because that's where you'll get tricked. So basically, we reread a triangle with the lineman in front of us to the nearest back, and obviously, kind of with your peripheral, you kind of have to see the wing, and so based on what the play call is for us, our keys will be a little different, but I mean mainly the O lineman will always kind of tell you where to go.
How difficult is that being a linebacker and have to read the offensive line rather than what the quarterback is doing?
It's natural. I mean, that's what we do every week. So if you're reading the quarterback, you're probably wrong. That's what you guys and the fans look at. But if you're playing defense, you can't read the quarterback, you'll get lost.
That's what we have here to educate us, right? That's why you're here, right? To help us out, right? You talk about the triangles. Be specific in that. What are you talking about? The triangles.
Basically, so on my side of the line of scrimmage, or if you're playing Mike on his side, you have the 3 down linemen, the center guard and tackle, and then to the nearest back. And with the wing T team, you'll include the wing, so it's more like a weird shaped rhombus, trapezoid or something. But basically, you kind of, the way I've always learned it is you kind of have your bright lights on the backs and your dim lights, like metaphorically talking about a car or something. Okay. Your dim lights on the O-line, and so you kind of have to see the whole thing as one big picture. You can't really break it apart. And I mean, like I said, I've been doing it my whole life, and so it kind of comes naturally.
You and I talked after the Notre Dame game and said you were going to look at the film, and I was just wondering what you'd seen as far as why was their running game able to be so successful now that you were able to look at it?
We were just a gap off. I mean, when everyone's in their gap, usually the play goes for no yards or a very limited amount of yards, and someone's not in their gap can go for 100 yards. So it's kind of what happened. Anytime they gashed us, we're just a gap off, and it's not a very cool explanation or anything, but that's what happened.
As far as it seemed like you talked also about the tackling. Were you guys, a lot of times this year when a guy breaks the first tackle, you got 3 or 4 other guys there, stack them up and push them back, able to hold up. That's what I've seen you guys do a lot this year. Were you just not able to do that to the same level against Notre Dame? Just get multiple guys to the ball as far as that goes?
I don't know what the explanation is for that. One thing I would say is like they probably did a better job of anything we played of staying on blocks. So I mean, they had a really good line, physical receivers that were really good at blocking, and they definitely made it more difficult to get to the ball. And so credit them on that. But as far as not having people there, it seemed like most of the time we did, But there were a few plays where we obviously didn't have enough dudes on the ball, and they made us pay for it.
Is that a key this week as well? Just that same mentality as you go up against another team that runs the ball really well.
Yeah, definitely. We like to gang tackle, and that's when turnovers happen too. You have one dude on the ball, and second and third dude come and strip it or put their helmet on and knock it out. And so it's definitely what we got to try to do this week.
For a typical offense for a post out or I back, the defensive line and the linebackers obviously work together quite a bit. In that, in a triple option offense, is there more communication between the safeties and the linebackers in defending or maybe creating lanes to stop that type of an offense?
Yeah,
More so than seeing a normal?
against the wing T,
Yeah.
triple option, the safeties are definitely more incorporated in the run front. So you basically, on any given play can end up with a 9-man front instead of an 8-man or 7-man or 5-man, basically. So yeah, I mean they're definitely more involved.
Yeah, see, you're well educated about football. Give us three keys to victory from Brandon Ogletree.
There's one key really, and that's playing assignment sound and gap integrity. I mean, you can divide that into two keys if you want, but really, if we have great eye control and play our assignments and win our gaps, then we'll be able to keep them off the field. So there you go, right there.